Hi guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. It's Saturday in the park. Think it was the 4th of July. Do you remember sitting on your shag carpet, eating your cereal, changing color with the cereal? The milk was changing color with the cereal you were eating. If it was Frankenberry, it was turning purple. It was green and yellow and pink and stuff if you was eating Lucky Charms. Remember that? And you'd try to eat over the towel that you laid down on the shag carpet. So that, one, your food wasn't on the shag carpet. And two, so that if you dribbled, you dribble on the little towel that was down there. Do you remember that? Watching H&R Puff and stuff. The Jetsons, the Flintstones, Bugs Bunny. Remember when cartoons were good? When that shit was going on. I always talk about Saturday mornings. We should sit down on shag carpet and watch H&R Puff and stuff. We should. That's what we should do. Guys, why do you think Ken won't marry Gypsy? Why do you think he won't propose to Gypsy Rose? He did when she was incarcerated, and then he took it back. He said, I don't. And then he said, I just want you to have time to figure things out, my dear. And she said, I got you figured out, bitch. I'm going to marry him. You think Ken's having second thoughts? Why does he live an hour away from Gypsy? You know, the only way that I think they could live together is if they were to be engaged and get married. And Gypsy's getting divorced this month. I'm pretty sure it's this month. I heard it was October. And we're pretty close to the end of October. So, I mean, it's only a matter of a couple weeks. Do you think he's waiting for the baby to be born to see if it's his? Because that's what I'm thinking. You and I on the same page. We on the same page. We doing the same thing. We thinking the same thoughts. I'm thinking that. After that baby has the DNA test and we find out whose baby it is. If it's Ken's, I think Ken will probably say, let me put a ring on this shit because we're attached for life anyway, so I might as well put a ring on it. I mean, if I dared date anybody, they would probably be too afraid to date me because Gypsy might try to off them. I mean, think about it. Here you go. Try being Gypsy and Ken break up. Ken's got a new girlfriend, boyfriend, I don't care. How do you think that'll go over with Gypsy Rosie? I'd be afraid to date Ken because of Gypsy Rose, wouldn't you? I mean, come on, let's think about that. So Ken is probably thinking, well, the chances of him dating anybody else are pretty slim, so he might as well make it work with Gypsy Rose. She's got a lot of money. You could be a stay-at-home daddy. You could be a Mr. Mom. Put Michael Keaton. See how Michael Keaton can teach you a few things. You know the movie Mr. Mom? Michael Keaton, you could watch that. And you could learn. Because here's the thing, I'm not sure that you're a bartender because bartenders work at night and you're usually with gyps. And why would you be a bartender? I don't think Gypsy would want you to be a bartender. You think she's calm, cool, and collective? Gypsy Rose? I don't think that she thinks it's a good idea for you to be a bartender. I think she knows the effect of alcohol. You don't think she came from a sheltered life now, do you, Ken? Ken, come on. You've seen things, Ken. You've seen things to know she didn't come from a sheltered life. She could probably outrun you, Ken. So come on. She's still telling the stories that she's already debunked. And now she's telling them all over again. And Ken is eating them up and chewing them up and swallowing them. I don't think Ken's mom is doing that anymore. I think people now are finally seeing Gypsy for who she is. TMZ, they threw up a little bit of a red flag. Whoa, what's going on? Lifetime, I'm convinced that they purchased this second series so that we could watch the collapso of Gypsy Roso. And let me just ask, how's it going to end? The pregnancy, right? Guaranteed. But Gypsy doesn't want to put her kid on social media. Kids' first pictures are already on social media. You guys put up sonograms unless they're fake. I don't even know if they're still pregnant. I mean, I don't even know if they are pregnant, and we don't know whose kid it is. But I bet you that's why Ken's mom probably said, listen, Ken, I'm going to disown you if you dare get married before that kid's DNA test is taken. Because if that kid doesn't have your DNA, get the fuck out of there, Ken. Out of there. If you don't get out of there, Ken, you don't get out of there and find yourself a boyfriend, Ken, I'm not going to do anything with you, Ken. I think that's Ken's mom. Who's really happy here? Apparently, according to Gypsy, surprise, I'm pregnant. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what. How's that happen even? Like, I only just went to the doctor to find out how fertile I was. Listen, man, you know how many gynecological appointments I've had? I've been to the guy. I'm 61 years old. I've never said, can you see how fertile I am? Please. Hello, can you see how many eggs I got? What I got going on down there? I've never once asked because I never once wanted to have kids. I didn't. The few times I thought about it, I didn't want to give birth to them. So I didn't want to have kids. I was happy if my partner had them, but I wasn't going. So I never asked. I mean, that's a question you ask when you want to know. And Gypsy asked because she wanted to know. And she knew. She knew because, remember, she took the that pill that supposedly would have X'd out Ryan's baby, that Plan B pill, so she knew it was possible. Gypsy is living this fabulous life that once she gets off probation, can you imagine the house she's going to have with all of the flies that she's going to be able to grab with her tongue? I didn't say that out loud, did I? Seriously, can you imagine? I mean, like, she's going to be so extravagant. She's put on some sort of restraint right now financially because of the divorce and because, I'm sure, of the parole. When that ends, we're going to see how Gypsy is. You think, and I think her behavior is, woo, now? She's on parole, right? Wait till that shit ends. It's going to be, woo, like crazy shit, right? Guys, let's listen to some of this and let's talk about some of this stuff that Gypsy's about. All right, let's debunk. We should call this debunking old Gypso the bunko. Hold on.
It's exciting. It's a little bit nerve-wracking too, being a first-time parent. But honestly, like, I think the excitement overwhelms like the the nervousness.
Yeah.
But I mean, as the months tick down, we're just a few months away, and honestly, I couldn't be more thrilled. So
And you're how far along?
I'm 25 weeks so
Okay.
far.
Wow, that's exciting. Obviously, the last time we were with you, different situation. You were in a different relationship. A lot's happened. Even on that episode, Ken got brought up a little bit. Listen, we didn't know Ken. She had just gotten out. We figured, Gypsy needed some time to figure things out.
Sure.
Yeah. We got to watch the documentary, and that essentially kind of ended when you entered into the picture, so to speak.
So, man, why aren't you asking her questions like, hey, Gypsy, why did you leave somebody who seemed to love you so much? Like, did you use him? Because that was quick. You professed all this love to him. You said something to the effect of, if Ken didn't want me at my worst times, he's not going to get me at my best times. What happened there? Why was that changed? That question never gets asked. Nothing ever gets challenged on this because nobody ever asks Gypsy the tough questions. I don't know if they're afraid that she's going to unalive them. I don't understand. But sit on my couch, Gypsy, because I really have questions I want to understand. I'm going to ask you important questions that I want answers to, not this ridiculous shit that anybody could lie to, and the things that don't make sense you're not even challenged about, because there's real questions here. So how did you go from the one to the other? Why did you go from the one to the other? Why did you use somebody, and how did that make you feel? Like, that would be a question I would ask. That would be one of the questions. And Gypsy, Why did you get a dog? Have Ryan get a dog, make him you guilted him into getting a dog. And now you stuck him with the dog. What's your feeling about that? Any feeling about that?
I guess, Ken, how did you enter back into the picture when Gypsy got out of prison? Did you watch our episode with Gypsy when you got brought up? Were you kind of out there kind of feeling a certain way? And then what prompted you to reach back out and start this beautiful relationship back up?
Well, I think at first I had seen her Lifetime doc, Prison Confessions, where she talked about me like towards the end and like displayed some feelings about our separation and talked about how it ended. And it wasn't fully accurate. So like it kind of broke my heart to see her cry and see her have this description of how our relationship ended. It made me just want to like set the record straight and like let her know like what the real reasons were at the time. And this is going back 5 years ago. And so that kind of like prompted me to reach out. But it was more just like, hey, I'm happy to see you out. I'm happy to see you smiling. I'm happy to see you thriving. I wish you the best. And that was like the initial point of contact.
I guess, can you bring us back up to speed in terms of what did Gypsy say about the ending of that relationship and what did you feel wasn't accurate?
She had just said that like I had just like left her because like the media attention was just too much.
We clearly know that that's not true. We know that that is not why Ken would leave a relationship. Because he's all over this shit. He loves the money. He left you because he wanted to date somebody else. Because you had 2 more years left on your sentence. It made no sense. You had already done 6 years. So it doesn't make any sense. I've said it before. I've been in that situation. Been exactly in that circumstance. I ain't buying it. Full of shit. This is all about money. All about another con. And that's what it's about. And I'm convinced of that. And we're going to see it. And why he won't marry her? Well, we'll see if he marries her when the DNA tests come about. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Welcome to Saturday in the Park. Guys, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind. Never be Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Please like, subscribe, and share. Give us a shot. If you don't like us, we'll let you leave. We don't bite unless you ask us to. And don't tell anybody. Guys, thanks so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you allowing me to be part of your day. And I hope I made it worth your while listening to this. I hope I made you laugh, made you think. Have a great day, guys. Thanks. Hey, guys, I'm going to be going live this Sunday, tomorrow, October 27th. October 27th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me, guys, for about an hour and a half just to say hey, and talk about some stuff. I'll see you there. Thanks, guys. I so appreciate you. It's for everybody. Members, non-members. Let's just talk. Guys, you asked for them, and they have arrived. Here they are. And they say, be better today than you were yesterday, but not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Guys, Cash App is inside my description, and or PayPal, also in my description. Guys, $4, and I'll mail them to you. If you're out of the country, $5. Guys, just make sure that you send your address with it. In the memo, you should put your address. Inside is embossed. It says Toddy One Skip.